Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today we are going to make this thank you card using the hand-penned petals set with the penned flowers dies. We're using the thank you from the Peaceful Moments set, and we are using the Stitched So Sweetly dies to cut out the background and the greeting. And I'm also going to use some Opal Rounds that I have colored with the dark Calypso Coral Stampin Blends. So the background, the card base is in Cajun Craze, and the flowers are done in Calypso Coral using both the stamp set and the blender pens. So I have already cut out two of the flowers. This is where I was practicing to see what I wanted it to look like. But I have left one that I haven't finished yet, so I can show you how I did it. I've got a piece of white cardstock large enough to put the large Stitched So Sweetly die through, and I could probably maybe squeeze the greeting out as well, but I've got a separate piece to do the greeting just in case. So let's get started on putting this together. To do the flowers, I use the Memento ink and the stamp to do that, and then I use the Calypso Coral in the small flower just to stamp over that piece, and then the blossom to go, and I stamped it 3 times so that I got more coverage there. And then I used the 2 leaves. There's a smaller leaf and a larger leaf to fill in the leaves here, but I'm going to go in with the Stampin Blends. This is the dark old olive, and I'm just going to come in here and add some color. And now I'm going to go in with the light old olive, and I'm just going to blend this up into there, and just a light thin line. You can use the light edge here, or you can use just the thinner end as well. And I'm just going to go in and I'm going to fill in the blank spots, because the background stamps don't fill completely, and I wanted a little bit more coverage. Same with the flowers themselves. I've used dark Daffodil to Light to do the center of the flower there. And I'm going to go in with the light Calypso Coral and just finish coloring in the flowers. And it just kind of gives it just that little extra layer of depth. I'm just going to come in wherever I think it needs a little bit more color, and just like that. Like I say, it just gives it that extra kind of little bit of depth in there. And now I am going to cut it out using the flower, or the penned flower dies. So I'm just going to line that up, and then I'm going to sandwich it and run it through the machine. And then I'll have my 3 flowers. What I did is I used 2 full sets, and then I cut 1 set apart, so I only used the large flower from it. And I had played with the idea of using the small flower that was left on the side of the greeting. It just looked a bit too much, so I didn't do that. So while I've got this going, I'm going to just scrape the extra bits off there. That probably sounded horrible on the video. Sorry about that. So I'm just going to set this up, sandwich it up, and run it through. And as I always say, you run your straight edge dies through on a slight angle so that it doesn't create that big banging sound as it goes through. And so there is our card front. And I'll just drop that back down there. And I'll put this down. I can move this over to here just to get it out of the way. And we are going to use the Cajun Craze to stamp the greeting. I used the Cajun Craze because I wanted it to stand out a little bit. If I'd used the Calypso Coral, it really would have blended nicely with the flowers, but I wanted it to stand out just that little bit. So I used the Cajun Craze to go with the background. So I am just going to run this through to cut it out with the smallest of the Stitch So Sweetly dies. That looks like it's a bit crooked. That looks better. Okay, and we'll sandwich that up and we will run it through the machine. So thank you for watching today. If you do like the videos, please give it that thumbs up on the bottom there. And if you have any comments, anything that you would like to see a video on, anything that, any questions you have about what I've done in the videos, please feel free to leave that in the comments. I do reply to all the comments. I love seeing them and I love replying to them. So, okay, we've got our card base. I'm going to use the Stampin' Seal to attach the scalloped background to the card, and I'm going to center it like that. Now, I used dimensionals to put the flowers on, but I only put dimensionals on the top bit of the flower because I wanted to layer them up. So I'm just going to put those on like that, peel them off, and I'm going to pull the other one in so I can follow along with exactly what I did. So this one I put up the top like this, pretty much like that. And then I took the second one and I put dimensionals just on the top of it as well. And then I put that one right over top. Like this. So you can still see the greenery from the, because if you put it like this, it all just disappears. So I put the greenery so that you could see the greenery, and like that. And then I took my scissors and I cut out the flower like that, and just like that. And I just used my Stampin' Seal. I didn't dimensionalize this one, and just tucked it in behind just so you can see that greenery a little bit. But it just adds that extra layer at the top there. And then I used dimensionals on the greeting, added that, and then I used my pick a tool to help me place down the Opal Rounds that I had colored with the dark Calypso Coral. And I'm just lining this up off the bottom corner like that. And then I take the pick a tool and you just use the little spatula edge and just kind of work it underneath the opal, and you can put them wherever you like. You can put more than 3 on if you want. You can put less than 3 on. Whatever works for you. That is the beauty of these cards. It is completely your idea. This is meant just to be just a guideline, a hint of what you can do as well. Of course, you can totally change the color scheme, whatever you like. So thank you so much for watching today. I will put the links for the products below once they're live on May 4th. And thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again soon. Take care.